Kimochi rahasu.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and today I'd like to share with you Sadako. Sadako was a girl about my age, and she just set off to inspire herself, but she ended up inspiring the whole world, and she did so by folding 1,000 cranes just like this one. The crane symbolizes peace, and you can see statues of Sadako around the world. You can also see the cranes that she made herself. One is in Hawaii on the USS Arizona in Pearl Harbor, and one is in New York at Ground Zero. Sadako inspired me to make these cards, and I'm going to show you two of them today. So this one, use my flashlight and then you can see all the shadows. This is a carriage, and this represents when she was really little. And this represents a house, or the room of a house. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. I can't wait to come and visit you and talk more about peace around the world. Thank you so much.
I have a new appreciation for TV actors. It takes so long to just do one scene, but I'm really glad we went through with it. I have a new appreciation for life. I didn't realize how, I think I kind of felt how, maybe not disappointing, but how disappointing it is. She was only 12 years old, and that's really just not enough time to live. And for 10 years of that, she didn't have her grandmother, and so much had been taken from her, and then she lost her life.
posters and stuff, maybe you have to like engage the audience. You have to find something to make up for the fact that they're not there in person, because you have to make it the same. So how are you going to make it so they can feel like they're in person, or at least get as good an experience as if they are in person when you're doing it in Zoom? Because that's really what's important, is that they like enjoy it even though they can't really be there, that it's still connecting. I did. It was fun because I got to like represent the poem in like pictures and stuff. I'd never done that before. Like, I'd made posters and stuff, but I never put that much thought into it. And I also could make a crane, which was fun. I've never made a crane before in Adobe. And it was sort of like making a mosaic, sort of like making the triangles all fit together, and that was cool too.
I feel like at least one of the main themes of the play is perseverance. The black dot on your screen is your friend.
It's definitely, you can definitely do it. We're doing one here, obviously, but it takes a lot more work and a lot more perseverance, and you just have to keep on trucking through this. And
I feel like with theater, because the point is almost to bring you into the moment, or for some shows, especially I feel like in Thousand Cranes, because Sadako, the story, through this show, you really get the feeling and the sense almost of what's happening, and it almost brings a deeper meaning to it.
I definitely think so. And I think it's relevant even now with the global pandemic, that we need to stick together and bond together, and we can't be infighting, or this is gonna maybe not destroy us but weaken us, and the only way we're gonna be able to survive is to stick together.
Memorialize her as a message that we need peace in the world. So I think that if we continue to remember the life that she lived and the reason why she died and so many others died, it will help us to lead our world on a path to peace. But I don't know when that will be. It might be a while until we reach complete peace. And even still, it's not completely certain that that will happen. But I think that if we all do a small part in helping somebody else and to choose the right decisions, that the world will eventually reach a peaceful state.
Sadako's legacy to me is kind of like a, we did this before, we should not try to do this again. Like, kind of, kind of like, so you did this like horrible thing to try to stop a war, but it's kind of, to me it's kind of also like, we did this and we shouldn't do this again, because it created a massive loss of life, and it's just devastating, and we shouldn't have to use such power, I guess one could say, against another human being just because we don't like what they're doing, and we can't have a peaceful resolution.
The story is that even if something is inherently good for some people, it causes harm for others, because while the atom bomb was a terrible tragedy, it caused good for some people, but it also caused tragedy for people like Sadako. And I also feel that peace is a huge message throughout this, because Sadako was being told that she had leukemia and that she would probably die, and yet all she could think about was her friends and how sad she was. She wasn't angry, she wasn't upset, and she tried to save herself, but she never got mad once during the entire play.
I focused somewhat on the play story, but a lot of it came from just looking at Japan's culture in general, because it's a very like vibrant culture, I guess you could say. And also taking into account the subject of the story.
Sadako's way of showing the world, like, it is definitely a message of peace. And I think that's like something so amazing that someone so young could bring the world and like through generations. Yeah, I would. It definitely taught people things, and we're reminded of her through that story.
Theater in general kind of brings like a sense of community. Like all of the actors and all of the tech, well, I mean, they're the same in this scenario, but all of the actors and tech kind of get to spend time doing something that they like and something that they really want to be doing. Like I know that it's been really awesome getting to like memorize lines and just figure out different ways to be doing different things and kind of experimenting.
There's definitely some little kinks and stuff to work out, but I think it's Zoom performances have worked out pretty well so far. So as long as people are invested in the performance and they try their best, I think it can be made possible. So I would tell them to go for it and then try their very best to make it possible.
We're talking about Unbroken and the American prisoners of war seeing the atom bomb and seeing it destroy Hiroshima, but they're seeing it as a sign of victory and that they'll be free. But in the play, you're seeing it as a sign of it killed this innocent little girl and it destroyed people's lives. And so I think it's interesting to get two different perspectives of the same situation.
A lot of the times in the play, we made shadows of some of the characters, and we did that to represent the people that fell. Because their shadows are still there, we wanted to show their shadows. And it's also just like a nice leadway to the ancestors. It was amazing that we did the production like this. It was really interesting to see how the actors filmed it. They did such an amazing job filming and being so cooperative, because it was really difficult to schedule all that timing, and it was just amazing to see how it all came together. But I think it was a great idea.